Good morning, it's Matt, and in today's RC Coffee Chat, we're going to be talking about an APM, flight test, the retirement of the baby Bonsai. Yeah, quite a little fun-packed session today. So if this is your first time joining me for a RC Coffee Chat, grab your cuppa, have a seat, and a slurp, and let's go and do this. So across to the screen. Open question for you actually is that have you ever used the mini APM before? Because I've seen people discussing these, but I've never actually used them myself. They got, I presume, because you're using Mission Planner, you get return to home and you can do waypoints and things like that. I'm just like kind of more curious on what's the bad points about the mini APM. They're pretty cheap to say the least, at like 37 quid. Wonder what that's in Europe. I'm gonna click on the 38 quid, so it means it'll be here within a day or two. Yeah, genuinely curious on the mini APM. Do you rate it? Have you ever used one? If you have, let me know in the comments section underneath this video. Now on to the next tab. Nothing really news coming to Banghard. They still haven't reduced the price on the Phoenix 2000. I don't know if you saw the video a couple of days back. You can basically buy this model for considerably cheaper over on Hobby King, and I did a separate video so you'd save some money on that. We do also need to check, by the way, daily updates on the status of the Parrot Disco FPV wing. No sales yet on that one. Scrolling down, we are also keeping an eye on the Skywalker Eve 2000. 9 and 8, so I don't think that's moved, and people are still been buying the mini Mobius. You can buy it for cheaper and direct from the manufacturer off eBay, and the link to that is in the video description for you. And by the way, Andrew, one of the guys I fly with, has got one of these. They are very, very tiny. I think they're about 28 grams. Off the top of my head, and yeah, the only negative I can say to it, or the only negative I think Andrew could say to it, was that battery lifetime about 30 minutes. So yeah, I saw him using an external battery pack to keep it charged. So that's the only negative which I can say for the mini Mobius. Pretty cool, but personally honest, I'd pay the extra 20 quid and get a run cam instead. Run cam 2. Absolute brilliant camera. The only negative I can say about the Runcam 2 is that the audio quality is utter pants. Moving on, or changing topics. The models under 50 quid series has just been started. Now, this actually came from a viewer suggestion, or more of a comment saying that good luck on only spending 50 quid on models, Matt. Right, let's go and do this, because all bar 2 of my models cost 50 quid or less, and one of the ones which was over £50 was £50 62 pence, and that was actually the Phoenix 2000, and the big expensive one was the Phantom flying wing, the FX61. Amazing wing, that one. But with that said, you can have a lot of fun for under 50 quid. Okay, and obviously we're skipping transmitter, motors in most cases, batteries and so on. But I assume that you've probably got these parts kicking around. What have we got in the way of videos? The Ishin, the 180mm quad, which now has FPV. So let me put that up on there for you. There she is. Well, there he is, and I've named it Hammy. If you ever watched Over the Hedge, you'll understand why. It is absolutely bonkers. Their little legs, which were on the bottom, until I put it in a hedge and then skimmed the top of the office roof with it and knocked them all off. I did save it in midair and got it back upright again. But no legs on there, so Hammy is now legless. I've just left the screws hanging off the bottom. And I've got a little video transmitter on top, got a little cheap FPV camera for the front, and the battery goes in the middle, which keeps it nice and safe. Which reminds me, I need to get that one out so I can go and stick it on charge. I'll do that in a minute. So we'll put him out the way. What else we got coming? We still got Rag the Nuts still to be done. The Zach Combat Maiden and build overview. We've got some DVR Follow Me footage. That's me chasing Craig around with the Texumo wing. We've also got a video on the DW Hobby Rainbow Wing, which slope soared once I finally got the battery placement sorted on it. It did really well. Oh, I've got a build overview to the Hornet Flying Wing. I love that model, and I was there trying to take a photo of it earlier for the next episode of the models for under 50 quid, and I can't find it. So I don't know what I've done with it. It's hiding in my office. I don't know whether she's scared or what, but yeah, I can't find it. It's here somewhere, but hey-ho. There's a personal video there. Oh yeah, part 2 is going to be on the Texumo Flying Wing. That should be out later today. Then we've got the baby Bonsai, or the Bonsai Flying Wing, coming out in part 3, so that'll be tomorrow. Part 4 is that if I refresh this page, just checking on the other computer, it should be uploaded in a minute, and that is actually the Hornet FPV Flying Wing. So yeah, part 4 will be the Hornet, and then I'll start moving into the other models. I may need to pause on that one for a while because unfortunately my baby Bonsai went out to fly this morning. It's a bit of a sick puppy, to be honest. The winglets are almost falling off, and it's just becoming difficult to control her in the air. And the more I look at it, I really do feel that I did get my money's worth out of her. So yeah, I'll be stripping her down for her parts, the carbon fibre and whatnot, and building a new one, because I got a new one in a box, so we'll have a build video sometime shortly. What else have we got on? Oh yeah, big hat tip to Ruda. Yeah, this chappie, well done matey. That's a flight test video. He got a mention for naming the new Spear Flying Wing, which will be out on flight test shortly. Does look pretty cool. Personally, I'd probably not build one, or realistically, if I'm 100% honest, I wouldn't build a model that big out of foam board. And it's just straightforward as that. I know you're going to leave me some bad comments or suggestions in the comments area, but realistically, I wouldn't build or fly a model made out of foam board of that size, because it's just too big. And yeah, you could put a wooden or even a carbon spar across the middle of it, but I do feel personally, if I'm going to fly a model that large, then I'd want it built out of something a little bit more robust than foam board. Now, do you feel that I'm wrong? If you do let me know in the comment section below. And again, remember, people will be packing this up with FPV gear and larger batteries, and that's a lot of weight in the air. That does concern me. Now, obviously, you can mitigate risks by using decent components. You could also, again, if I had one in my hands, I'd definitely put some laminate on top of it, or some solar film to strengthen up the model, because yeah, remember, it's just made out of foam board. Now, obviously, smaller models, not a problem. You're only ever flying them quite close to you. But a model like the Spear, let's be serious here, the guys out there are going to start doing long-distance flights of it with a piece of foam board. You've got to be realistic here for it. It would be far, far better if it was an EPP model. Or an EPO model, to be frankly honest. Yeah, I won't be building one. I'm not saying that they're bad models at all, and many of the flight tests, but I've built several of the flight test models myself, but something of that size does make me a little bit worried. And again, this is one of the reasons why I'm doing the RC coffee mornings, is to open up the discussion on models like this. So yeah, fantastic name, Spear. Sounds sexy as you like, don't get me wrong. But yeah, for something that size, I'd rather have an EPP or an EPO model, something like the Phantom, or maybe something from Team Legit, for example. Something which has been purposely built and proven structure to work over a long period of time. So yeah, that's my personal thoughts on that one. But hat tip to Rita for naming it. Well done, fella. There was a comment in the group in there. Yeah, damn, this is crazy. From a simple idea I had, building a great plane a little bit bigger, to the Bijinga part of flight test in a kind of way. Absolutely insane moment. So well done, fella. Absolutely well done. So yeah, happy days. So yeah, that was today's RC Coffee Chat. Any comments or suggestions, do let me know in the comment section underneath this episode. I would sincerely value your feedback. Oh, also on the topic of the EASA, which I covered in yesterday's RC Coffee Chat, which if you haven't seen, you definitely should go and watch. Go and watch part 11, I think it is. You should definitely go and watch that, because it is really like a sledgehammer trying to crack a nut. And I've spoken to the chairman at one of the clubs which I fly at. He's already all over it. The BMFA have stuck some news up on it as well. So yeah, the good guys are on the case, which is good to hear. So yeah, that's an update from yesterday. So I'm going to wrap up now. And for myself, Matt, thank you ever so much for joining me for this morning over a cuppa. And I shall see you tomorrow morning. And on that note, for myself, Matt, cheerios.